show starring Vivian Vance.
Jerry.
Hurry up.
Yeah, we want to play football. Now, just a couple more minutes. We need to practice. Don't you want your mothers to be the best hospital helpers in town?
There, I'm finished.
Well, what were you treating the patient for?
A sprained finger.
Well, girl, don't you think you got a little carried away?
I look like a short mummy.
Mother, look at this.
What?
I took off the ruffles and raised the hemline, and it still doesn't look grown up enough.
Well, now, I'm sure it'll look grown up enough to boys your age, especially with you in it.
Well, I'm not interested in boys my age. There are going to be some older men there, 17 and 18-year-olds.
Senior citizens.
You know, this isn't the type of thing a girl should wear to her first formal dance. My dress should be something really special.
Oh, honey, I guess you're right. Let's see, the dance is tomorrow night. Take me too long to make one. Not if you made it out of bandages.
Can we go play football now?
Yes, darling, you're excused. Hey, wait a minute. Aren't you going to take your bandages off?
No, this way they'll figure we're already wounded and won't tackle us so hard.
Oh, yeah.
Be careful now, boys. Well, Chris, there's only one thing to do. Buy you a new dress.
Really, Mom? Oh, I never dreamed we could afford to buy me a brand new dress.
Well, we can, but I think this is important. Viv, do you think Grindstaffs would have anything that she would like at a price I could afford?
They have an apricot taffeta for $39.50.
You didn't dream I'd buy you a new dress, huh?
Well.
All right, honey, you got it.
Oh, Mother, you're wonderful. Thanks, love.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Viv, honey. Hey, where do you think you're going?
I'm trying to get out of the room before you ask me to loan you $39.50.
Now, is that any attitude to take?
Lucy, I am flat broke.
You really are?
Yes, I really are.
Well, you ought to budget yourself better. You ought to know enough to put something aside for my rainy day.
Well, I'm sorry, girl, but lately my losses have been running rather heavy at Monte Carlo.
Well, guess there's only one thing to do. Call the bank and ask Mr. Mooney for an advance on my allowance.
Oh, not again. Now, Lucy, you know how he hates for you to dip into your trust fund.
Yeah, he sure put a dent in my dipper.
The only way you're going to get $39.50 is to sandpaper your fingers and break into the bowl.
Well, this is so terribly important to Chris. I'm just going to have to take another crack at Mooney.
Well, I admire your courage after that great big battle you had with him last month.
Oh, well. I'm not one to hold a grudge. Maybe he isn't either.
Woo-hoo, boy.
Oh, poo-poo. Hello. Hello, this is Mrs. Carmichael. I'd like to speak to Mr. Mooney, please. How's that? He's in the hospital. What happened to him? Oh, that's too bad. Well, has someone else at the bank been assigned to take over his duties? Some kind, understanding, generous person? No, huh? Well, thanks anyway. Goodbye. Boy, he's got a nerve breaking his leg just when I need him.
He broke his leg. How did it happen?
Going into his house last night, he tripped over the welcome mat. How do you like that? My only chance to get the money is in traction.
Well, start sandpapering your fingers.
Hey, he's in the hospital, and I am a hospital helper.
So?
So, what man, even a penny-pinching banker, can resist the kind, gentle, loving care of a kind, gentle, loving hospital helper? I'll soften him up, and then I'll hit him for an advance.
But you're not on duty this week.
Well, I'll call Audrey Simmons and have her switch assignments with me. And you call Alice Canfield and have her switch assignments with you.
Me? What do you need me for?
Sometimes us hospital helpers need helpers. Oh, Bill, wait till you see me in action. I am going to be Mr. Mooney's angel of mercy. I'm going to out-Nightingale Florence. There we are.
Thank you. Now, does that feel a little better?
Ooh, yes.
Now, is there anything else I can get for you, Mr. Mooney?
No, thank you, Mrs. Blake.
All right, fine. Well, you just lay here and get your rest.
Hello there, Mr. Mooney. Hospital helper Lucy Carmichael reporting for duty.
Oh, no.
And how are we feeling this morning?
We have just had a relapse. Look, Mrs. Carmichael, before I agreed to be hospitalized, they told me that you would not be on duty for 2 full weeks. My only hope is that I'm delirious and you're an hallucination.
Oh, now, Mr. Mooney. Can I do anything to make you more comfy?
Yes. Get out.
Now, Mr. Mooney, that's no attitude to take. While you're here, you are a patient and I am a nurse. My only purpose is to ease your suffering.
Oh, how refreshing. Usually, your only purpose is to ask for an advance on your allowance.
Yeah. Well, what can I do to make things more pleasant for you? Fluff up your Betty Bye?
Betty Bye. No, thank you. My Betty Bye is sufficiently fluffed.
All righty. Now then, shall we crank up your bed a little?
If you think you can manage it.
Oh, yes, sir. Say, speaking of formal dances...
Were we?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, we were. That is, my daughter and I were.
Crank, Mrs. Carmichael, crank, crank, crank.
All righty. Sorry.
I said crank me up, not put me in orbit.
I'm terribly sorry.
Mrs. Carmichael, will you please get out of here before you break my back?
No, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Mooney. You just relax now. Easy does it. Easy does it. Upsy-daisy. There we go. There you are.
Now, Mrs. Carmichael, will you leave me alone?
Say, speaking of alone... I'll get it. Hello? Yes, this is his room. Yes, this is his nurse speaking. Oh, there's a Western Union message for you. Oh, yes, I'll take it. Oh, you happen to have a pen on you.
No, I left it in my other hospital coat.
Oh, here's one. I don't suppose you have a piece of paper either, do you?
No, I'm afraid I wasn't planning ahead when I slipped on that welcome mat.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. Give me the message. Yes. Wishing you a recovery. Friends at the bank. I see. And from George, Elaine, Philip, William, Alice, Eric, Dick, and Virginia. Yes. Now, to make sure I got all those names, how many were there? Now, wasn't that nice of all your friends at the bank? Would you like to read? Well, I'm sorry. It's right there, all in a little chunk, if you want to read it.
Goodbye, Mrs. Carmichael.
Oh, I don't have any place to go. I just want to sit here with you and chat a while.
Well, I don't feel like chatting. No, the doctor told me that I had to have plenty of rest.
Well, what does he know? It just so happens that chatting helps bones to heal.
Oh, this may be a major breakthrough in orthopedics. Chatting helps bones to heal.
Oh, and speaking of heel, that reminds me of toe, which reminds me of feet, which reminds me of dancing.
Only you would talk about dancing to a man with a broken leg. Mrs. Carmichael.
Yes, sir.
I know you are an angel of mercy.
Oh.
But please take wing.
Here we are.
Oh, I'll take that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, look what we have here, Mr. Mooney. Our lunch.
We are not very hungry.
Well, now, when we are convalescing, we must take our nourishment so that we get strong enough to get out of our beddy by.
Betty, Mrs. Carmichael. Oh, that was very clever of you. Oh, yes, a broken rib will take my mind off my broken leg.
I'm terribly sorry. Now, you'll feel better after you've had your lunch. Now, let's see what we have. Oh, chicken soup. Chicken soup is very good to calm the nerves.
Chatting heals bones. Chicken soup soothes the nerves.
Right.
Dr. Hutchinson certainly wasted his time going to medical school.
Oh, that could be, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Turkey gravy, mashed potatoes, and creamed beets. What yummies.
Mrs. Carmichael, will you leave me alone with my yummy?
No, sir. I'm going to feed you.
I'm perfectly capable.
Oh,
of
no,
feeding
you're not.
myself.
You're not strong enough to feed
Mrs.
yourself.
Carmichael,
Now, let's
Mrs.
open our mouth. Let's open
I can feed myself.
Now,
I'm not a child. Mrs. Carmichael, I'm going to feed myself.
Well, all right, sir, if that's the way you want it.
Why did you do that?
I'm terribly sorry. I'll clean it up.
Out! Out! Help! Mrs. Blake! Mrs. Blake, get away from me! Don't you touch me! Get out! Help! No! Get out of here! Never knock on my door again! Get out! Get out!
Mr. Mooney, what seems to be the trouble?
Get this woman out of here! Get her out of my sight! Look what she did to my lunch! She almost broke my rib, and she wrote all over my glass!
Calm your nerves. Oh,
Devil,
Mr. Mooney,
a sedative,
I'm so sorry this
sedative.
happened. I can assure you this will never happen again, sir.
Get her out of here! Get her out!
Relax, try to relax. Mrs. Carmichael.
Yes, ma'am.
You are not to come in this room again.
No, ma'am.
You are not to come on this floor again.
No, ma'am.
In fact, if I see you on this floor again, I'll have you dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait! I just remembered. You are the one who gave me that welcome mat!
Yes,
Dr. Jensen, Dr. Merritt, Dr. Stratton, Dr. Edwards, Dr. Edwards, Dr. Edwards.
Nurse, I'll be in 305.
Yes, Mrs. Whittle.
Good day.
Hello there.
Lucy, what are you doing here? Now, Mrs. Blake gave strict orders that you were not to be on the third floor.
I don't care. I've just got to talk to Mr. Mooney. How is he?
Well, he's still pretty groggy from that sedative.
That's perfect.
It is?
Yeah. While he's groggy, I'll get him to sign a check. That way he'll be giving me money without knowing it.
I said he was groggy, not unconscious.
Well, I just got to get that dress. Now, I think it's worth a try, Viv.
Now, Lucy, this whole floor is off limits to you. You'll never make it way down that hall to his room.
Oh, yes, I can. I have a plan, but I need your help. Now, come on.
Hello?
Dr. Jackson, Dr. Gilmore, Dr. Ralston, Dr. Jackson, Dr. Gilmore, Dr. Ralston,
Well, now, here we are, Mrs. Edwards. I'll just get your records, and then we'll be on our way to the solarium.
Oh, a nurse.
Yes?
Would you come with me, please?
Oh,
It'll only be a minute.
But I
Now,
have
come
to,
with me
yeah,
now, please.
I'll see you later. Excuse me. Here we go.
All right, now, Mrs. Edwards, we'll be on our way. Mrs. Edwards, where are you going? Mrs. Edwards, oh! Please now, Mrs. Edwards, let's not be hefty. Excuse me, please. Mrs. Edwards, where are you going? Mrs. Edwards, come back here! Mrs. Carmen, where's Julia? What? Nurse, help me catch that volunteer. I want her dismissed from this hospital. This way. Hurry, hurry!
I'd like to know what's going on around this hospital. I was supposed to be taken to the solarium, not down to some strange man's room.
Oh, well, I thought maybe you'd like a little tour. Know your hospital, I always say. I have to take care of another patient.
Some helper you turned out to be.
There she is! Grab her!
Oh, Miss Claire.
Dr. Davis! Say, Dr. Davis! I was in the gallery when you operated just now. May I congratulate you on that gastric resection?
Thank you.
I noticed you also repaired a diaphragmatic hernia, besides doing a vagotomy.
I did. Oh, I did.
Say, Dr. Davis, if you have a few moments, I'd be so honored if you'd care to come and observe. I'm doing my first autopsy.
Well, I'd love to, but I've got to perform another one of those gastric, whatchamacallits.
Another one?
It's not on the same man.
I can't understand it. She can't just have disappeared into thin air.
That's true.
I'm going into the office and phone downstairs and see if they found her.
All right. Oh, it's only you. Where have you been? Where did you go?
Come on.
He's out like a light.
Yeah, those sedative pills really sent him bye-bye.
Well, what do we do now? Wake him up?
Yeah, but we have to be very careful how we wake him up. We want him to be awake enough to sign the check, but not awake enough to know that he's doing it. Mr. Mooney. Mr. Mooney. Come on, Mr. Mooney. Wake up. Mr. Mooney. Hey, come
Mr.
on.
Mooney.
I got an idea.
Mr. Mooney. Mr. Mooney. There's a run on the bank. Wait.
Oh, Mr. Mooney. Hey, you used to live on a farm in Indiana. Maybe this'll do it.
What was that?
A rooster.
Well, it sounded more like a lovesick hummingbird. I can crow. Let me do it.
Okay.
Hello, Doctor.
Hello, Mr. Mooney. How are you feeling?
I feel a little groggy.
Yes, well, you feel a lot better once I set your leg. And before I do, I have to have your signature on the release to give me permission.
I'm glad to know.
You just sign right there, Mr. Mooney. Here. Mr. Mooney. Mr. Mooney, wake up. Do the rooster again.
What's the matter? What's that rooster doing in my bank?
That's right, Mr. Mooney. We're at the bank, and we're getting up a birthday card for Mr. Bentley, the teller, and we want everyone to sign, and you're the last one to sign.
Oh, I've a sweet soul.
Oh, for he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
Mr. Mooney. Mr. Mooney. Oh, he signed it. He did. Got it, yeah.
Oh,
Let's
good.
go get the dress. Oh, wait a minute. What? Look at the way he signed it. Theodore J. Betty by.
Oh.
Come on, Mr. Mooney. Mr. Mooney was do another cock-a-doodle-doo.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
Remember, Mr. Mooney, you're at the bank and
We're not at the bank. I'm in the hospital.
Oh, yes. Yes, you're in the hospital, and we would like you to sign our guest book. All the important patients. We want to sign our guest book.
Oh, that's very flattering.
Theodore J. Mooney. M-O-O-N-E-Y.
Oh,
Mr. Mooney.
Wake up, Mr. Mooney. Come on.
What did
What's
he do
the
with
matter?
the pen?
The pen's gone? Oh, Lucy.
What did he do with the pen?
Mr. Mooney, come on now. Maybe put it under the bed, Lucy. Mr. Mooney.
What are you doing under my cast, Dr. Carmichael?
I just wanted you to give me some money so I could buy Chris a new dress. She's going to her first formal dance.
Well, in that case, I will give you the advance.
It's so important to a teenage girl, her very first formal dance. You will?
That is the first sensible reason you have ever given for asking for an advance on your allowance.
Oh, Mr. Mooney, you're a doll. Quick, Viv, get his leg off here so I can give him a big kiss.
Okay.
And let her lie. You let her lie.
starring Vivian Vance.
Well, I guess that's it.
Did you get everything you wanted, Mrs. Carmichael?
I think so, yes.
Oh, would you ladies like to enroll in our new art class?
Art class?
Yes. Gonna meet here every Thursday night. I'll bet you two have a lot of talent.
Oh, are you kidding? I can't even draw a straight line. I can't even draw a crooked line.
But I thought you two were always enrolling in night school classes.
Well, we did, but we stopped. We didn't seem to be getting anything out of them. We haven't met a bachelor yet.
Well, let's see. That'll be...
Oh, wait a minute. I just thought of something else I have to get.
Lucy,
What?
I better go on to the market.
Okay.
May I use your back door?
Be my guest.
Thank you. I'll see you at home.
All right, dear. Harold, do you have a world atlas?
Oh, I certainly do. They're right over there.
Oh.
Jerry will get a lot of use out of an atlas.
Well, it's not for Jerry, it's for me. He was doing a project last week, and he wanted to know what was England's chief export. All I could think of was Richard Burton.
Good morning, Harold.
Good morning, Mr. Brooks. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
This'll do.
That'll be $4.85 altogether.
Okay. Oh! Oh, dear.
Allow me.
I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, that's my sandwich. I was eating it in the car. I didn't want it all. Well, I hated to be a litter bug. Oh, I didn't want the apple either.
A mouse trap?
Sure, with all that food in there, she's bound to have mice.
I was taking it back to the hardware store. It didn't work. I know this looks like a lot of junk, but it's all stuff that I need.
Well, I guess that's all of it.
Well, thank you very much.
Not at all.
I hope I wasn't any bother.
Oh, you weren't any bother, huh?
Really?
Shall we start over? That'll be $4.85.
Oh, yes.
Say, Harold, has that print of mine been framed yet?
Yes, it's all ready. I'll get it for
Oh,
you.
good. Oh, I see you have some new prints.
Hey, yes, they just came in.
Oh.
Here.
Thank you.
His name is John Brooks III.
I wasn't looking for his name. I was looking at the picture. My, what a lovely smile.
Yes. Would you like to be formally introduced?
No, that isn't necessary.
Well, okay.
Well, if you insist.
Mr. Brooks, here's your picture.
Oh, say, you did a fine job, Harold. That looks just great.
Yes, that frame is very becoming to Mona.
Yes. Isn't it amazing what a $15 frame can do for a $1 print?
True.
So you two haven't actually met, have you?
No, so we
Well,
haven't.
Mrs. Carmichael, may I present Mr. Brooks?
How do you do? Glad to know you.
Oh, nice to know you.
That'll be $16.32 tax.
Oh, yes, I've got it right here. Oh, say, a beginner's art class, eh? Can I still enroll?
You sure can. Class starts tomorrow night. Would you like an application?
Oh, I certainly would. I've been meaning to enroll in an art class for years.
So have I.
But, Mrs. Carmichael, you
Never
just...
mind, Harold. Give me an application, please. Oh, would you like to share my little desk?
Oh, thank you.
You know, the reason I have never enrolled in an art class before is because I've been so busy raising my 2 children all alone.
Oh.
Of course, you probably, your wife takes care of your children and all.
Oh, no, I'm not married.
Oh. Well, have you ever enrolled in an art class before?
Oh, no, I don't even know if I have any talent. But I do believe that all of us have some sort of creativity bottled up inside of us.
I feel the same way. In fact, I think this class might be just the thing to pop my cork.
Yeah. Well, there you are.
Yes, there you are. Well, very nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
I'll see you in class. Oh.
Oh, thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Harold, I forgot to have you validate my parking ticket.
May I help you?
No, thanks. Yeah, maybe, yes.
There you are.
There's your ticket.
What ticket? Oh, thank you.
Not at all.
Oh, here's your change, Mr. Brooks.
Oh, thank you.
And I know you're going to get a lot of pleasure out of that art class.
Oh, I'm sure I will. And it may give me a chance to meet some interesting people.
I'll wrap this up for you.
Oh, thanks.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Dare I presume that you are new in town?
That's right.
Oh, well, I'm in charge of the Danfield welcome wagon. I can't imagine how we happen to miss you. I'll bring the wagon over if you'll just tell me when you and your wife will be home.
Oh, but I'm not married.
Oh, I'll bring my wagon right over. My name is Vivian Bagley.
I'm John Brooks III.
Here you are, Mr. Brooks.
Oh, thank you, Harold. I'll be seeing you.
Oh, you want a picture, huh?
Yeah, goodbye, Mrs. Bagley.
Goodbye. Harold, I wonder if I could...
Here.
Oh, Viv, I almost forgot to tell you. I'm going out tonight. Will you do the dishes?
I was just going to ask you to. I'm going out tonight, too.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Well,
Oh, I'm afraid I can't do the dishes. Cynthia's coming over and we're studying French together.
well, merci beaucoup a lot.
Sorry, I have a Spanish test.
Well,
Oh.
I'd love to do the dishes.
well, now, how come you're so eager to do the dishes? I thought you had homework to do.
Yes, but I'm willing to forget it if you are.
Never mind, young man.
I could sure use the practice
For what?
for when I get married. A good husband knows how to wash dishes.
Well, a good husband doesn't flunk the 4th grade. You want to do your homework.
Come on, we'll stack them, then we'll do them later when we come home.
Okay.
I didn't know you were busy tonight. What are you doing?
I enrolled in that art class.
You did?
Yeah.
So did I.
Well, good for you. You know, Viv, I just got to thinking. There's going to be a big cultural explosion in America, and I want to be a part of it.
I met a cute man who enrolled, too.
Oh, what a coincidence. 2 cute men in the same class.
What's yours like?
Well, he's kind of tall and terribly handsome.
So's mine.
And he has beautiful manners and a wonderful personality.
So's mine.
And he's just the perfect age for me.
So's mine.
And his name is John Brooks III.
So's mine.
John Brooks III? Now, look, Viv, I'll make you a deal. You give me John Brooks III, and you can have John Brooks the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Nothing doing.
All right, if that's the way you want it, then it's every woman for herself.
You bet it is.
All right, and no holds barred.
No holds barred.
That's right.
yesterday? I'm Vivian Bagley.
Yes, I seen you.
Oh, it's nice to see you again, too. You got your pad and all ready to
Yes,
start?
all my
You're-
equipment.
Oh, that's nice.
Hello there, Mr. Brooks.
Oh, hi there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mr. Guzman, your teacher. Welcome to our beginner's art class. Now, tonight we're going to start out with sketching in charcoal. I just want you to go ahead and draw this bowl of fruit. Now, don't be inhibited. Sketch any way you see it. Then we'll talk about your drawings and learn as we go along. All right, class, start drawing.
Right.
Would you mind changing seats with me, please?
Well,
I'll be glad to change with you, Mrs. Carmichael. Change my perspective.
There.
Well, that looks pretty good, Vivian.
Well, thank you.
How come you don't draw what the rest of the class is drawing?
Oh, I broke my pencil.
Oh, that's all right. Get one off the table. There's plenty of them there.
Oh, thank you.
My, that's nice. That looks real. Sit down, dear.
Yes, well, it really has the form, though.
Now that I've seen what you can do with the still life, I'd like you to try drawing from life. But we need a model. Who will be a model?
Oh.
Would one of you like to pose for us? Would someone volunteer, please? One of the ladies or a gentleman makes no difference. Now, don't be shy.
Lucy, is that a tear in your dress?
Where?
Under your arm there. Professor!
Thank you, Mrs. Carmichael. Very nice of you to volunteer.
Well, I really didn't.
Oh, it's nothing. All you have to do is sit still so the class can sketch you.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, go ahead, Mrs. Carmichael. You have such wonderful cheekbones.
Really?
Carmichael, will you sit here, if you please? Let me take your pad and pencil. Now, Mrs. Carmichael, will you strike a natural pose? Better make it something comfortable because you'll have to sit quite still and not move for about half an hour.
A half an hour?
Mr. Brooks.
Oh?
Could you see my cheekbones from there?
Oh, yeah.
Don't move. That's it, class. Start drawing.
Lucy, did I tell you that I'm having dinner with John Brooks tonight?
Did I tell you I'm tired of hearing about it?
Oh, come on now. Just because he asked me for a date instead of you, is that any reason to be a big sorehead?
You bet your sweet life it is. What an underhanded thing to do, tricking me into modeling just so you could spend all that time with him yourself.
Oh, now don't blame me. Blame your wonderful cheekbones.
If you hadn't been so sneaky, I'd be the one going out with him tonight.
Well, while I'm out with him tonight, dear, why don't you amuse yourself by sketching a bowl of sour grapes?
Yeah, well, you're right, Viv. I shouldn't be a sore loser. And just to prove to you that I'm not, I'll clean up the kitchen while you go get ready for your date.
I am ready.
You gonna wear that?
Yes.
Oh. Wonder how late Flo's beauty shop is open.
I don't know why.
I just thought perhaps you'd have time to go and get your hair done.
I had my hair done this afternoon.
Oh, I'm sorry, Viv. Yes, I see you did. Well, I guess even Flo has her off days.
Well, I thought it looked pretty good. Of course, Flo did squeeze me in between appointments.
Yeah. Look, dear, now you don't want to go out with him unless you're looking your best. Now, do you?
Well, Well, no.
Now,
but
why don't you call him? Tell him you have a headache. I'd be very glad to go in your place.
Well, I thought... Oh, no, you don't. No. I'm keeping that date, and that's all there is to it. But that was a nice try, Lucy. Oh, dear heaven. Dress and hair. Oh, honestly, Lucy, why don't you give up?
What's that?
That is an apple pie for Johnny.
That's an apple pie for Johnny.
It's our dessert for tonight. We're going to dinner, and then we're going to an early movie. And then we're going to have pie and coffee at his apartment.
His apartment?
Uh-huh. He has to work late, so I'm going to take this pie over and put it in his oven to keep warm. And then I'm going to pick him up at his office. He has left the key under the mat for me. Don't wait up for me, dear. I may be very late.
Jerry!
Yeah, Mom. What do you want?
Come in here.
Yeah, Mom. What do you want?
I want you to go to the store and get me 3 jars of hot peppers, 2 cans of anchovies, and 1 bottle of Tabasco sauce. I am going to bake an apple pie.
An apple pie?
Oh, John, you're so funny. Oh, my. Can't you find the key?
No, I don't know where I left it.
I put it under the mat.
Oh, yes. Oh, here it is.
Bye.
I hope you didn't mind not going to the movies. I hate to wait in line.
Oh, I didn't mind missing that movie at all. This is the darlingest department.
Well, it'll be a lot nicer when I get those pictures hung. It's still a little messy. Say, Viv, would you just throw these into the bedroom while I turn on some records?
I just love to.
Thank you. Oh, say, Viv, there's something I want to tell you about my Mona Lisa.
What's that?
Well, you remember that day we met in the art store?
Do I?
Well, when I first saw the frame Harold put on it, I thought it was great. But now that I have it here in my apartment, I think the frame should be darker. So I'd like you to take a look at it and give me your opinion. Tell me what you think of it. Well, tell me what you think of it.
What was that?
I say, what do you think of it?
Think of what?
The frame.
Oh, yes. Oh, I think it's lovely. I wouldn't change a thing.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you like it. Now, where do you think I should hang it? What do you think about that wall?
Oh, that wall will just be fine.
Or maybe this wall over here?
Oh, I think it'd look beautiful on that wall.
Except maybe the light might be too dark.
Oh, yes, the light might be too dark.
Well, let's not worry about it. I certainly don't have to think of where I'm going to hang it tonight.
No, you don't. Oh, now, wait a minute. Wouldn't you like for me to serve the pie and coffee? No pie and coffee for me. I had just a little too much dinner. Oh, my, that was a wonderful dinner.
Wasn't it, though? It's just too bad you couldn't talk your friend, Mrs. Carmichael, into joining us.
Oh, I tried to. I just begged her to come along. But you know, lately she doesn't seem to care much about going out.
Oh?
She seems perfectly content just to stay at home with her 2 children and her cats and her parrot. But you show me the rest of the apartment. I've only seen the living room and the bedroom.
But
and I noticed you had a terrace. I'd like to see your terrace.
Well,
Take another look at that picture.
What?
Mona Lisa is Mona Lucy.
What?
Do you mind if I have a little fun?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, that really is a lovely terrace.
Yeah, lovely view, too.
I love the whole apartment. You know something I've always had a mad desire to do?
What's that?
Paint a mustache on Mona Lisa.
Right ahead.
You don't mind if I do?
Well, the print only cost $1.
Oh, you are the best sport, Johnny. Oh, now let's see here. Oh, I always wanted to do this. I cannot take it. How's that?
Oh, that's quite an improvement.
How do you think Mona would look with big, bushy, black eyebrows?
Be my guest.
Shall I? Sure. Why not? Why not? Isn't that great? There, now, how's that?
Oh, how about a beard?
A beard. A beard. Let's do it. All right, beard, that's it. That's about it. Lucy, what are you doing here?
Well, the children were asleep, and the parrot was telling stories to the cat.
Oh, now, wait a minute. What happened to my Mona Lisa?
Well, it's a long story. I'll tell you about it some other time.
Oh, no, I'd like to hear about it right now.
Well, I wouldn't want to tell it right now. Good night.
Oh, now, just a moment. Now, I don't know what's going on between you two, but as long as you're here, why not stay for the dessert?
Oh, no, she wouldn't want to do that, would you, Lucy?
I'd love to.
Oh, good. Go ahead and serve it, babe. You know, I've been wanting to meet some interesting people in this town, but I sure hit the jackpot.
Well, let me tell you, there are some very interesting people in Danfield, but I just have a feeling that you are going to be a very fascinating addition, Johnny.
Oh, thank you.
What's so funny, Johnny?
Well, you...
What is it?
You're about the prettiest girl I've ever seen in a mustache.
I forgot all about it.
There's your pie, Lucy.
Oh, thank you
Johnny,
very
dear.
much. I completely forgot
starring Vivian Vance.
Chris. Lucy,
what?
By any chance, has there been anything in a paper lately about the surface of the Earth gradually tilting?
No, why?
Well, I'll swear that hill from the market up to this house gets steeper every year.
Where you been so long?
Oh, I stopped by the malt shop. Had a marshmallow sundae.
Oh, a marshmallow sundae. Viv, I thought you were on a diet.
I am. I had to have something to give me the strength to climb that Matterhorn.
Oh.
Say, I saw Chris at the malt shop.
Oh?
She was with Ted Mooney Jr. again.
Oh, you know, I'm glad Chris is having dates with Ted.
He's a nice boy.
Yeah, he sure is. You know, I may be forced to go to the bank and tell Mr. Mooney that I finally found something I like about him, his son.
Oh, Ted certainly is an improvement over that Chuck Gibbons.
Every time I think of Chuck, I see him hunched over in our kitchen with the light of the refrigerator shining in his face.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, dear.
Oh, the most wonderful thing has happened.
What?
You'll never believe it.
What?
Ted Mooney and I are going steady.
Ted and you are going whatty?
Steady. I'm wearing the class ring that makes it official, see? Oh, gee, Mom, this is the most thrilling moment of my life. Aren't you excited?
Dumbfounded is the word.
Well, don't you think you're a little young, Chris, to be going steady?
Oh, Mother, don't be old-fashioned. All the girls at school go steady. And, Mom, Ted and I have so much in common. We both like the same hootenanny singers, we both wear Beethoven sweatshirts, and we both do our homework listening to Dave Brubeck's jazz combo.
Well, Univac couldn't have come up with a more ideal...
Oh, wait till the girls see us tomorrow. They'll flip.
My little chick has flown the coop.
Oh, now, Lucy. To a boy and girl in high school, there is nothing quite as temporary as going steady. It'll last a week, 2 weeks, then it'll all be over.
But well, what if it isn't? They go steady, and then they get engaged, and then they get married, and the next thing you know, I'm too young to be a grandmother. Oh, girl. I just can't believe it. Chris going steady.
Oh, now, Lucy, I think you're taking this thing much too seriously. They're just kids. It's puppy love.
Puppy love. That was a ring he gave her, not a dog biscuit. Listen, I'm going over and talk to Mr. Mooney. This is his problem, too.
Now, Mrs. Carmichael, maybe we're getting excited about nothing. A lot of Ted's friends go steady. Doesn't mean a thing. Why, a week from now, Ted and Chris may change their minds and go steady with somebody else.
Well, suppose they don't change their minds. Suppose they keep on going steady, and then they get engaged, and then they get married.
Married? You mean you and I might be related?
That's right.
We have got to do something rash. Like, we'll forbid them to ever see each other again.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll forbid them to see each other again. That... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We may be going at this all wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, you know how teenagers are. They resent parental authority. The minute you tell them not to do something, that's just what they're going to do.
Point well taken. Then how should we go about nipping this thing in the bud?
Reverse psychology. That's what we'll use.
How?
Well, we'll encourage them. We'll tell them we think it's wonderful that they're going steady. And if they care so much about each other, maybe they ought to get married.
But we don't want them to get married.
Oh, I know that. But don't you see, when we tell them to get married, they'll feel that they're in so deep, they'll get scared and call the whole thing off.
Are you sure that's the way teenagers think?
I'm positive. Weren't you ever a teenager?
Of course. What do you think?
Well, I thought maybe one day they opened the bank vault and out you pop.
Very amusing.
Here they come. Now remember, go in the kitchen and call Mr. Mooney and get ready to go into your act.
Yes, okay, all right.
Hurry up now. Don't forget. Hi, kid.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Hi, Mrs. Carmichael.
Well, now, don't you be bashful in front of me. You go right ahead.
Come on, Ted, let's go in the kitchen and do our algebra.
Oh, now, why go in the kitchen? Why don't you do your homework in here where you can sit on the divan together? Oh, come now. Closer. After all, you're going steady. That's it. My, what a lovely couple. Go ahead, do your studying.
Mom, what's the matter?
Oh, nothing, darling. Don't pay any attention to me. It's just that the thought of a wedding always makes me cry.
Wedding? Whose wedding?
Oh, you are the sly ones.
You're going steady now, so I know it's just a matter of time before you'll be getting married.
Holy cow.
Chris, darling, we should be making plans. You know, it's never too early to start talking about a wedding.
But, Mom, Ted and I are just going steady. Marriage never entered our mind.
Don't worry about a thing, dear. I'll take care of everything. You'll have a big church wedding, and I already have the music picked out. And guess who the soloist is going to be?
Oh.
I love you truly. That's enough, Viv. That's enough, Viv. Okay, Viv, save yourself for the ceremony. It's bad luck for the bride and groom to hear all of the music before the wedding.
Oh, kids, I think this is wonderful news. Congratulations.
Oh, I wonder who that is. Oh, Mr. Mooney. How nice of you.
Well, I always say if you're going to have a big wedding, do it in style.
Oh, what a marvelous idea. A formal wedding.
Yeah.
Let's have it in June so we can have it out in the garden. A
Yeah.
garden wedding.
We'll invite the entire town.
Oh, that's entire town.
That's
Dad.
a fair wedding.
Yeah, and I'll have a bride and a
Dad. Dad.
Yes, my boy.
Dad, I've got to talk to you.
I know what you're going to say, and don't worry about it. Everybody gets nervous. I even had some doubts myself before the ceremony.
So did I.
I had my doubts after this ceremony.
Hey, Dad, this whole thing of getting married is a pretty big surprise to me.
Well, it came as a surprise to me, too, but the more I thought about it, the better I liked it. Just think, in no time at all, you'll be presenting me with my first grandchild.
Holy cow!
Oh, say, I just thought of something, Viv. Maybe Chris could wear my wedding dress. What do you think?
I think she could. Just a few alterations here and there.
Yeah,
huh?
it's in a box in the garage. Let's go out and look for it.
All right.
Mr. Mooney, how would you like to come with us? I'm sure the kids have a lot to talk about.
Oh,
Hey, I can't get married until I get more customers on my paper round.
Look, Ted, before you get panicky, I want to tell you something. This whole Here Comes the Bride kick is one of my mother's schemes.
What?
Our folks are using reverse psychology on us. They don't like our going steady, so they're acting like they want us to get married.
Well, they don't want us to get married.
No. Say, maybe we should use some reverse psychology.
What do you mean?
Well, we'll pretend that we like the idea of getting married and give them a good scare. Now, do what I do.
Yeah, I think it'll work very well, yeah.
Chris, I think you'll be a perfect dream in my wedding gown.
Well, how are the bride and groom to be getting along?
Oh, fine, Mr. Mooney. And we decided not to go steady anymore.
Oh.
Yes, we really weren't that serious, but after hearing all about the big wedding, we decided we would get married.
Yeah, you see, married?
Oh, we knew you'd be pleased, Mom, and we've got you to thank for the whole idea.
Dad. As long as we're getting married, I figured I'd drop out of school.
Drop out of school! You can't stop your education. How would you get a job?
I work for you at the bank.
You don't know anything about banking.
I got my marksmanship badge at camp last summer. I'll be a bank guard.
Bank guard?
Yeah, boy, I sure like to use one of those guns. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, merciful heaven!
Come on, sweetheart. Let's go down to the malt shop and tell all the gang.
Okay, pussycat. Bye, Dad.
Yes, goodbye, Dad.
And now I would like to say a few words to the pussycat's mother.
Well, now, Mr. Mooney, I'm sure that we'll be able to talk them out of this some way, but just as a matter of curiosity, how much is a bank guard's take-home pay?
Mrs. Carmichael! If you just keep on...
Lucy, I decided I'd rather sing, oh, promise me that someday you and I...
Oh, shut up!
Oh, Mom.
Yes, dear?
I'm going over to Cynthia's house.
Oh, honey, anything you want to tell me before you go?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Well, have fun.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Any news?
Ah!
Are they getting married?
Oh, you know as much about it as I do. Chris hasn't said a word.
My goodness, you'd think a girl would tell her own mother whether she's going to get married or not.
Well, you know the teenager's code. When questioned by a parent, only give your name, rank, and serial number. You know, I'm so desperate I've even stooped to eavesdropping. Chris got a call from Ted, and I hid in the closet.
Oh, my, what?
Well, they did algebra problems for half an hour, and I almost suffocated.
Oh. Lucy, is Chris going to spend the weekend with Cynthia?
I don't know. Why?
She borrowed my suitcase. I just wondered.
Well, maybe she is. She didn't say anything to me about it. Oh, look at this, Viv.
What?
A travel folder of Niagara Falls. Isn't this a beautiful picture of Niagara Falls?
Oh, that's very pretty.
Where'd this come from?
I don't know.
Gee, what a beautiful spot. Did Ralph take you to Niagara Falls when you got married?
Are you kidding? He rushed me right from the ceremony to the pawn shop to hawk my wedding ring.
Yeah. Married? Niagara Falls! Viv, this is Chris's travel folder. And your suitcase. Your suitcase. They're going to elope.
Oh, now, Lucy, take
Viv, they're going to elope.
Yes, Mrs. Carmichael. Yes, I heard you. Yes, you borrowed a suitcase, and you found a folder about Niagara Falls. Look, this is all circumstantial evidence. It could mean any number of things. Now, I assure you that Ted has gotten over all these silly ideas about marriage. And I want to assure you, too, that I have brought up that boy so that he's not the sort who would sneak off and elope without telling me. Well, as a matter of fact, I see him out in the backyard now carrying a long ladder. Now, that should give you an idea that he's... A long ladder! Don't go away. Don't stay right where you are. Come right over. We've got to stop that elope. But don't panic. Don't panic.
Okay, Mr. Mooney, come on. Hurry up. Give me your hand.
Oh, what charming decor. What is this, early Huckleberry Finn?
Well, what do you expect from two little boys?
Oh, my, it's cold up here.
What's the matter?
Why did they build the ceiling so low?
Oh, because they built it for little boys. This is their clubhouse. We're not supposed to be up here.
Then why are we here?
Oh, I already told you, Mr. Mooney, this is the perfect lookout post. Now, they can't possibly elope without us seeing them. Now, look, right over there, that's Chris's window on the second floor, see?
Uh-huh.
And right there is the back door.
Yeah.
Right there is the side door.
Uh-huh.
And this is the road that Ted has to use to drive over here.
Well, I still say we should have locked them in their rooms till they came to their senses.
Well, that is really the wrong psychology.
Oh, I'm getting awfully tired of hearing you use that word. You make me wish that Freud had never been born. It's your turn to go on watch.
Oh. Oh. What time is it?
It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Wait till I get hold of that son of mine. If he's going to elope, he could do it at a decent hour. It's your turn to be on watch.
Mr. Mooney, would you stay awake and keep me company?
No. Just what do you think you're doing?
Cracking nuts.
Where did you get them?
I got them from that squirrel's deep freeze.
Give me some.
No, get your own.
Why didn't you tell me the squirrel was still in there?
You didn't ask me.
Oh.
Oh, look, Mr. Mooney, a little star peeking through that patch of clouds. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have the wish I wish tonight. Don't you want to make a wish, Mr. Mooney?
I already did. But you're still here. Yeah, all right. You're still on watch.
I'm having so much fun up here. I didn't want it ever to end.
Well, I guess you're just going to have to shinny down that tree and get that ladder.
Mrs. Carmichael, bank presidents don't shinny.
All right, we'll simply have to wait here till morning, till somebody sees us and comes up and gets us.
Oh, swell, swell. Snowy. That's all we need.
Well, at least they'll have a white elopement. Wonderful children.
Mrs. Carmichael, if your fingers ever thaw out, I'm going to strangle you.
What, honey?
I've got to run, Mom. Aunt Viv's driving me to school.
All right, sweetheart. See you later. Bye-bye. I told you, Mr. Mooney. I told you we had nothing. Chris! Chris! Get us down from here! Viv!
Oh, no!
Viv, Jerry!
Mrs. Carmichael! Mrs. Carmichael! What are you...
Co-starring Vivian Vance.
Broad daylight? Well, I thought maybe we could twist this year instead of repeating that stale soft shoe.
What are you talking about?
The Scouts are having their annual fundraising show this Saturday night.
Oh, my, how time flies. It seems like only yesterday that we laid that great big egg.
Yeah, that's why I thought maybe we should do something different this year.
Oh, listen, Lucy. Just for once, why can't we do what the other parents do? Sit in the audience, wincing and groaning.
Let's face it, we're a couple of hams.
I guess you're right.
Hi, kid.
Hi there.
working out the program, and we got most of the talent lined up.
Oh, well, now, how does it feel to be big producers?
It's fun.
Yeah, there's no business like show business.
Have you got a lot of talent lined up?
Yeah. I'll be doing my dance number, and Jerry here's going to be master of ceremonies.
Master of ceremonies? Well, that's quite a promotion.
Now, the only thing we haven't got yet is an act to headline. A really big drawing card. That's where we need your help.
Yeah, well, you'll be very happy to know that we have something new for you this year.
Aunt Lucy?
Well, okay, I guess I better stick with the old soft shoe.
Lucy, maybe we could do a Charleston.
Oh, then we could dress like flappers.
Oh, sure. A bum, bum.
Yeah. How about that?
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Producers are very hard to please these days.
You said you needed our help.
We meant we wanted Aunt Lucy to help us by getting Ethel Merman for the show.
What made you decide on Ethel Merman?
We figured since Aunt Lucy is such a good friend of hers, she'd be easier to get than Captain Kangaroo.
Ethel Merman is a good friend of yours?
Sure. Don't you remember this Annie Get Your Gun album? To my friend Lucy. With kind appreciation, Ethel Merman.
Oh, well, it might be kind of hard for me to get Ethel on such short notice. You know how busy celebrities are.
But, Mom, you told me you were her very best friend, and there's nothing in the world she wouldn't do for you.
I said that?
It sounds like you.
How about it, Aunt Lucy?
Well, now, are you sure you wouldn't rather have me and your mom? The audience would get more for its money. There's two of us. There's only one of her.
Please, Mom, this is our first big show, and we can't take a chance on unknowns.
Unknowns?
Will you get her for us, please, Mom?
Well, I'll see what I can do, but please don't expect a miracle.
I hope your feelings aren't hurt, but we're going to need you two for something a lot more important than acting.
Oh, really? You want us to stage and produce the whole show?
No, to sell tickets. Oh. Come on, let's get over to the auditorium.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, boy.
Well, Lucy, what do you hear from your old pal, the Merm?
Well, now, I did meet her.
Oh, sure. Where?
In Rudy's record store while she was autographing these albums.
When?
17 years ago.
And she singled you out of the crowd for her undying friendship.
Well, not exactly, but I was only 8 people away from her, and when I passed my money up to her and she passed my album back to me, she gave me a very sweet smile.
Oh, well, if you gave me $5.95, I'd give you the sweetest smile you ever saw.
Well, I better give her a call right now.
Call her? She won't remember you.
Why not? I remember her.
For heaven's sake.
Well, what am I going to do? I don't want the boys to know I was fibbing. I promised to help them out.
The best way you can help them out is to sell tickets.
Oh.
Come on now. Let's get dressed and go down and see Mr. Mooney and ask him if he'll let a couple of unknowns sell tickets in his bank.
Oh, all right.
Ethel Merman is your best friend.
Well, now, I didn't say
she's my best. I know you're not.
So you see, Miss Merman, we're a very stable institution. We have assets of over $10 million.
Oh, then it's true what they say about banks. There's no business like dough business.
Oh, dough business. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, wait till I spring that at the next company picnic. There's no business like dough business.
You don't have to laugh that hard. I've already agreed to be a customer.
Oh, yes, so you have. Well, if you step this way, Miss Merman, I'd like to get your address here in Danfield, please.
Well, I'm staying at the Elm Tree Inn, but that's only until I can find a house to rent.
Oh, well, maybe I can help you there, too.
Well, thank you.
Yes. But let me give you a word of advice. Don't let a broker tell anyone that he's looking for a home for Ethel Merman. Use an assumed name. If a homeowner knows that he is renting to a big celebrity, he will take you to the cleaners. So you see, Miss Merman, I think it would be wise.
Mrs. Schmidlap. Agnes Schmidlap.
Oh, that's a lovely assumed name.
Thank you.
Well, now that we've cleared the... Oh, you'd better give me the address of your former bank, Mrs. Schmidlap.
Oh, you don't have to call me Mrs. Schmidlap.
Oh, yes, I do. Don't look now, but here comes the village blabbermouth.
Pardon me, Mr. Mooney. When you finish... Viv! Viv! What? Look! Ethel Merman! Oh, my goodness. Oh, what? Ethel Merman, what are you doing in there? You don't believe this? We were just talking about you.
Just this morning, we were talking...
Lady. I hate to disappoint you, but this is not Ethel Merman.
What? Not Ethel Merman?
My name is Schmidlap.
Schmidlap?
Agnes Schmidlap.
Well, you certainly look like Merman.
Believe me, I'm pure Schmidlap.
Well, for heaven's sake, oh, my. I sure am sorry you're not Ethel Merman because she is my favorite star.
Oh, mine too. I've seen every show she's ever done.
I've seen every one of them twice.
Really? You know, the one I liked best was Annie Get Your Gun. She was just marvelous in that.
Oh, yes, she was great in that, but she was absolutely magnificent in Call Me Madam.
Mrs. Schmidlap, if you will sign the papers, please.
Forget about the papers. What did you girls think about her and Gypsy?
Oh, brilliant. Just brilliant.
Brilliant, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, when that girl comes out on a stage, she's just pure magic.
Magic, huh?
Oh, absolutely. When she starts to sing, I get all tingly. I don't even care if she doesn't have a good voice.
Let's sign those papers now.
It's amazing how much she looks like Ethel Merman.
Oh, I want to tell you, she sure fooled me.
Gee. Hey, Viv.
Uh-huh.
Listen, if she fooled us, she would certainly fool Jerry and Sherman, right?
What are you getting at?
Maybe I could get her to drop by the house and introduce her to the boys as my dear friend Ethel Merman. And then when they ask her if she can be in their show, she can say that she's terribly sorry. She's too busy. You know, that way I'll save face with the kids, and then you and I can step into the show as headliners, and everybody wins.
Everybody but the people in the audience.
Oh, stop.
Now, Lucy, what makes you think that Agnes Schmidlap would go through all that bother? You're a total stranger.
Oh, now, don't worry, Viv. I know how we can reach her. We? All right, how I can reach her.
Okay, now, while you're trying to reach Mrs. Schmidlap, I'll reach Mr. Mooney about helping us with the tickets.
Well, I think that takes care of everything, Mrs. Schmidlap. Thank you.
You sure do look like her.
Pardon me. Could I talk to you for a minute? Honey, how would you like to make $5? Well, now, it may not sound like a lot, but all you have to do is come to my house and pretend to be Ethel Merman for 5 minutes. That's $1 a minute. I'll bet Merman herself doesn't make that much.
Oh, I'm sorry, but
Look, Mrs. Schmidlap, are you a mother?
Well, of course, but what's that
Well, then you'll understand. Now, you see, I'm in a spot. Ethel Merman once autographed an album for me, and, well, I told my little boy, Jerry, that she was a very dear friend of mine. And now he's putting on a show, and he wants me to get my dear old pal, Ethel Merman, to appear.
Say, you are in a jam.
Yes, I am. So will you help me out? All you have to do is say that you're too busy to do the show. It's just that I can't let my little boy know that I was fibbing, you know.
Oh, I understand. I once told my daughter that my best friend was Mary Martin.
Oh, boy. Oh, you really told one, didn't you? Well, will you do it?
Why, of course. After all, $5 is $5.
You ready, Viv? Here we are, Agnes. remember, you just pretend you're Ethel Merman and leave the rest to me. Jerry!
Sherman, where are you?
We're up here.
Well, come on down here. We have a surprise for you.
Come on.
Jerry, Sherman, I'd like you to meet an old friend of mine. Say hello to Ethel Merman.
Hiya, fellas. Ethel Merman.
Gee, you look just like the album cover.
I told you we were very good friends.
Gosh, Miss Merman, are you going to be on our show?
Well, unfortunately, Miss Merman has a very busy schedule, and she will not be able to make it.
Oh, she's rehearsing for a television show that night, darling.
But it's for the Scouts. We're raising money to send underprivileged kids to camp.
Now, darling, Miss Merman is busy.
Oh, couldn't she change a rehearsal?
No, dear, you can't change your rehearsal, can you, Miss Merman?
You bet I can. I'd be happy to appear on your show.
You don't have to do it, Ethel, just because we're such good friends.
But I want to do it.
Oh, boy, that's great, right, dear?
I'll say as long as we can't get Captain Kangaroo.
Come on, let's go to Scout headquarters and tell Mr. Hampton the big news.
Mrs. Schmidlap. Just what do you think you're doing?
Well, you didn't tell me it was for underprivileged kids. It's for a great cause, and I want to help.
Well, if you want to help, why are you following up the show? Those kids think they're going to get Ethel Merman, and they're not getting Ethel Merman.
Do you know that I'm really surprised? You look like such a decent sort.
Now, wait a minute. Maybe we could fool everybody. I look like her. Maybe I could sound like her.
Oh,
come now.
Well, maybe I could.
Oh, come on.
Look, Agnes, just because a couple of people happen to think that you look like Ethel Merman, don't get carried away. You think you can sing like her.
Hey, Viv. Maybe we could get away with it.
Oh, are you kidding?
No, now listen. I certainly don't want to have to tell those boys that she's a fake.
No?
Now listen. We could let her do one song at the end of the show. You know, and if the crowd gets ugly, we can sort of hustle her out the back door. And I can have you waiting in the car with a motor running.
It's worth a try.
Hey, can you sing at all?
A little.
All right, now listen. The boys are having a rehearsal tomorrow, right here at 3 o'clock. I want you here at 2.
I'll be here.
Okay. Agnes. I don't know what your little game is, but $5 is my limit.
Oh, I couldn't take money for this. Give it to the Scouts.
All right, that's more like it.
See you tomorrow, too.
Okay. Hello, Agnes.
Oh, well, here I am. It's 2 o'clock.
Good girl. Let me take your coat. Sure. Well, I suppose you're wondering why I asked you to come an hour early.
I'm dying to know.
I'm going to teach you to sing like Ethel Merman.
In 1 hour?
Why not? All you have to do is sing loud and sound nasal. I got rhythm, I got rhythm, I got rhythm. Who can ask for anything but?
That's the way Ethel Merman sings?
Sure, haven't you ever watched her in a Broadway musical?
Would you believe it? I never have.
Boy, are you a hick.
Well, I have seen her in the movie.
Well, good for you. Now, come on, let's get started. Now, first, I'm going to give you a simple little warm-up exercise. Now, listen to this, and remember, nasal, nasal, nasal. Think nasal. All right, now. La, 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 la. Try that.
La, 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 la.
Agnes, you got a nose. Sing through it. Oh, boy, have we got a lot of work to do. Haven't you ever had any singing lessons?
Never.
I believe it.
Have you?
How'd you think I learned to sing like this?
I'm sure it wasn't easy.
I happened to take lessons lessons from the famous Dr. Gitterman.
Who?
You have never heard of Dr. Gitterman of the Danfield Academy of Voice?
No. But what do you expect from a hick?
Okay, let's get started. Now, look, Agnes. Working in front of an audience, you must have proper volume. You must be able to project in a theater. This is very important. A lot of performers don't understand this. All right, now, Dr. Gitterman has a wonderful exercise to develop volume in the voice. Now, I want you to say, oh, do that. Oh. All right. Do that. All right. Now, I want you to put them together, starting softly and letting the tone out fully. Well, maybe we won't have to worry about your volume. Now, I want to work on your tonal quality. I want you to repeat after me. Auga. Auga. Do that. Auga. Auga. Now, let's do a few of those. Auga. Project. Auga. Auga. Auga.
Auga. Hey, hold your hats, kids. We're going around a corner. Whee! Auga. Auga.
Agnes, singing is a very serious business.
I'm sorry.
Now, I want you to chew your tongue and hum.
Chew my tongue and hum.
That's right. Now, listen. All in here, very nasal. All right. Now listen to me very carefully. I want you to chew your tongue and hum and think of your voice as an umbrella. Now, do this with me. Now open it up.
I had no idea singing was this tough.
You bet. It took years of practice to get my voice where it is today. But don't feel too bad, Agnes. Some of us have it, and some of us don't.
Well, maybe with a little practice, I'll get lucky.
Well, maybe. We got a lot of work to do. That's all I know.
Lucy. Oh, I just came from the bank. May I see you for a minute?
Not now, Viv. Later, honey.
Lucy, this is very
Viv.
important. I think I know something that you ought to know.
Viv, later. You're interrupting, dear.
Lucy, this is very important.
Well, Viv, it'll have to wait. We are in a big jam. I'm never going to be able to teach Agnes to sing like Ethel Merman in time for the show.
Lucy, if you...
What is the matter with you? Now sit down, will you? I'll talk to you later. Good heavens, girl.
Okay. Have it your own way.
Now then. Oh, boy, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Why didn't I think of this before? You know what we're going to do? We're going to play one of Merman's records backstage while you stand in front of the curtain and mouth the words. You think you can handle that, Agnes?
I'll try.
All right.
Lucy.
Evan, please, another time. All right, now, you better watch me first, because I know all the things that the Merm does. I know just the way she stands, all the things she does with her hands and everything. Now, you watch me. All right, now, play.
I got rhythm. I got music. I got my man who can ask for anything more. I got daisies in green pastures. I got my man who can ask for anything more. An old man trouble, say I don't mind him, 'cause you won't find him round my door.
what I was trying to tell you.
Oh, I have never been so embarrassed in my life.
Oh, forget it, Lucy. You give wonderful singing lessons.
Oh, Agnes, why didn't you tell us you were Ethel Merman?
Well, it was all Mr. Mooney's idea. I'm going to rent a house here. And he told me if I used my real name, the price would go up.
Oh, that Mr. Mooney. He thinks everybody's as money mad as he is.
Say, we better get going. I better get my number started for the Scouts show.
You mean you're still going to be in the show?
Well, if it's good enough for Agnes Schmidlap, it's good enough for me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ethel, this is going to be the nicest thing that ever happened to the Scouts.
Oh, it sure is. Who's that?
Mrs. Carmichael. Oh, may I speak to Mrs. Schmidlap for a few minutes, please?
You can drop that Schmidlap routine.
Oh, you know who she really is, eh?
Yes, I do. And thanks to you, I made a complete fool of myself.
You can't pin that on me. I just moved to town a year ago. Excuse me. Now, Mrs. Schmidlap, Miss Merman, I dropped over to tell you that I found a house for you.
Wonderful.
And the rent is very reasonable since I got to the owners before these two put it on the local teletype. There's just one drawback. The house won't be available right away.
Oh, that's okay. I'll stay at the Elm Tree Inn.
Oh, nonsense. You can stay with us.
Oh, I couldn't impose like that.
Impose? Why, for heaven's sake, it's the least we can do after what you're doing for Jerry and Sherman. Right, Viv?
Oh, sure, we'd love to have you.
Sure.
Only where's she going to stay, Lucy?
In the guest room.
The guest room?
Yes, the blue room with the chintz drapes.
That sounds like my room.
Now, wait a minute. I don't want to put Vivian out of her room.
Oh, now she wants you to. She wants to have something to tell her grandchildren. She wants to be able to tell them that the great Ethel Merman slept in her bed. Don't you, Viv?
Yeah, I was wondering what I was going to tell my grandchildren.
Well, if you insist, to tell you the truth, I'm awfully sick of hotels.
Yes, well, then it's all settled. Mr. Mooney, how long are we going to have the pleasure of having a big Broadway star under our roof?
Yes, how long are we going to have that pleasure?
Not very long. The present tenants will be out in 3 or 4 weeks.
Co-starring Vivian Vance.
Honestly, I think this is probably the most humiliating experience of my life. Our very own sons are producing the Boy Scout show, and what am I? A wardrobe mistress.
If you think that's humiliating, how would you like to be the wardrobe mistress's assistant?
Well, the whole thing is just incredible. You and I, the stars of last year's show, not even on the program this year. Who would believe it?
Anyone who saw last year's show.
You know what burns me up? Just because Ethel Merman is in the show, everybody in Danfield auditioned.
And who were the first two to audition? That well-known team of Lucille Carmichael and Vivian Bagley.
Well, that's different. We've got talent. You know what really burns me up is the way Ethel decided who would be in the show.
She drew the names out of a hat. It was all fair and square.
Well, she sure picked a rotten time to be fair and square.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Lucy, give me that jacket.
Nothing's been right since she moved in here. You know, I'm just getting a little bit tired of the high-handed way that she... Oh, Ethel, darling.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi.
Listen, I want to ask your opinion about something.
Oh, what?
Well, the Scoutmaster has an idea that I should sing Red, Red Robin, and the Cub Scouts could be in costume and then do a little dance around me while I sing. Jerry, Sherman, come on down. Come on.
Oh, look at that. Well.
Come on now, let's get set now. Get your feathers up, all right? Ready? All right, here we go. When the red, red robin comes bob, bob, bobbing along, along, there'll be no more sobbing when he starts robbing his old sweet song. It's corny, but cute. I want to ask your opinion.
Yeah, oh, I know. You want to know if I think the number will play?
No, I want to know if you can make 24 Robin costumes by Saturday.
Oh, well, I don't know. 24 costumes in 3 days. That's 8 Robins a day.
Well, I'm not asking you to do it all by hand. What if I get you a sewing machine? Would that help any?
Why not?
That's the spirit that I like. Most people would be grumbling because they're not out there in front of the footlights. But all you think of is the good of the show.
Yeah, that's about all I think of. Just the good of the show.
Well, boys, you're the producers. Is the number in? I think it's good.
I think we'll stop the show.
Okay, then the number is in. Now go on upstairs and take off your costumes. We have to go over to the auditorium.
Okay, Miss Merman. Okay, Miss Merman.
We'll hurry, Miss Merman.
Okay, Miss Merman. Thank you, Miss Merman. Okay, Miss Merman. Merman. That's all anybody talks about around here. You'd think she was the biggest star on Broadway. She is.
Come on, let's get busy. We gotta make 24 Robins.
Yeah, just standing here talking has put us half a Robin behind already.
I have a big problem. Where's Miss Merman?
She's up in her room.
Oh. Miss Merman?
Hi, Mr. Mooney.
Miss Merman, my daughter Rosemary, the one who lives over in Trenton, New Jersey, just went to the hospital. She's going to have my first grandchild.
Congratulations, that's wonderful.
Congratulations, that's marvelous.
Congratulations, that's a shame.
Shame?
It's a shame you and Mrs. Mooney won't be here Saturday night. You won't be able to be in the show, and Viv and I'll have to take your place.
Mrs. Mooney is perfectly capable of getting to Trenton by herself. I have no intention of going.
What kind of a grandfather are you?
Any grandchild of mine would want the show to go on.
Oh, now, Mr. Mooney, wouldn't you like to be with your daughter?
Well, of course. But I wouldn't dream of letting Miss Merman down. Now, here's my problem. Who am I going to get to be my new partner?
Me.
I asked first.
Please, now, wait a minute, girls. I tell you what we'll do. I'll write the names down and put them in a hat and draw one out.
Oh, goody. She's going to be fair and square.
At least this time, one of us will win.
There. Vivian, Lucy. And the winner is... Vivian!
Oh, what number are we going to do?
Tiptoe Through the Tulips.
Oh, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. I know every word of that song.
Good.
Lucy, the rehearsal was simply marvelous, darling. Is my costume pressed yet?
No, I've been a little busy with my fine feathered friends.
Why, Lucy, you only have 5 Robins finished.
I know, and I'm lucky to have those done on this old wreck.
You'd better hurry.
I know. I got to get this relic back to the Betsy Ross Museum.
Now, Lucy, that machine isn't that old.
It isn't. When I looked at the bobbin, it was full of red, white, and blue thread. Say, Viv, by any chance, did anybody drop out of the show today, you know, for sickness or anything?
Oh, no. We're a very healthy little company.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear that.
Oh, Lucy, we're rehearsal tonight. So do my costume right away.
I'll do it as soon as I sweep the chimney, wicked stepsister. When the Baba comes, Baba.
Hi, Lucy. How are the Robin costumes coming along?
Oh, fine, except that I'm running out of beaks.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get you some more. Say the rehearsal went great. Everybody's raving about your costumes.
Thank you.
Lucy, are you crying?
Oh, no, I'm not crying.
But you are crying.
No, I'm not crying.
What's the matter?
Do you really want to know?
Yes, I do.
Well, you see, Ethel, all my life I've wanted to be in show business.
Really?
Yes, really. When I found out that you were going to be in the show, I knew that the show would be wonderful, and I wanted to be in it more than anything else in the world.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I wanted to be a performer. But instead of that, what am I? I'm an assembly line for birds.
Oh, I feel like a big monster.
No, you mustn't blame yourself, Ethel.
No, it's all my fault.
No, it's...
Yes, it was my dumb idea to put the names in the hat.
Well, you were just trying to be fair and square. You see, all my life I've just wanted to be discovered. I've always wanted to see my name up in lights. LUCILLECHAEL.
Oh, kid, when you get to Broadway, you got to get a shorter name.
Oh, well, I guess I shouldn't cry about it. After all, show business isn't the only thing in the world.
It isn't?
Yes, it is.
What's going on down here? What are you two crying about?
Oh, Lucy had her name in lights, and I pulled out the plug.
Lucille had her name in lights?
Oh, shut up.
Hey, I have an idea. I know how Lucy could be in the show.
How?
Well, the show is too long to add anything, so you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to cut one of my songs, and you can go on instead.
Oh, Ethel. Lucille wouldn't let you cut one of your songs just so she could be in the show. Would you, Lucy?
Well...
Lucy.
How about you and I doing a number together, Lucy?
Oh, Lucille singing a duet with the great Ethel Merman? She hasn't that much gall, have you, Lucy?
Well...
Lucille.
What duet could we do, Ethel?
Oh, now, wait just a minute. If she's going to sing with you, so am I.
You've got a number to do with Mr. Mooney.
Oh, he can just tiptoe through those tulips by himself.
Say, I know a big number that everybody could be in, including Mr. Mooney.
What is this? What is it? What?
Well, I don't know yet, but I'll think of something.
Sherman Bagley, you were sensational. In just a moment, we'll bring you our big production number. But first, it's our three flies in the kitchen. Which one is the cowboy? The one on the range. Well, so much for humor.
business, that's perfectly true. And so tonight, we want to present show business through the years, starting with the granddaddy of them all, vaudeville. Now, in those days, every bill had a dog act, acrobats, a singer who played a banjo, and, of course, a juggler.
And of course, no evening of vaudeville was complete without somebody doing their interpretation of the old song and dance.
Tiptoe to your window, to your window. That is where I'll be on tiptoe through the tulips with me. Tiptoe from your pillow to the shadow on the willow tree and tiptoe through the tulips with me. Kiss you in the garden, in the moonlight. Will you pardon me and tiptoe through the tulips with me?
Vaudeville was the only kind of show business for many years. But one day, along came the Flickers, better known as silent movies.
And after the silent pictures came the talking.
the musical comedy was going strong. The plots weren't much. Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl. But nobody seemed to care because the music was the main thing.
Oh, boy, we sure were lucky. Playing jobs in the chorus of a Broadway musical, weren't we, girl?
Yeah, you said a mouthful, kiddo.
Oh, look, here comes our handsome leading man. Isn't he something?
Oh, he's the cat's meow.
Girls, have you heard the news? No. Well, tonight, right after the show, the entire cast is invited to a party aboard a millionaire's yacht.
Oh, wait till I go and tell the rest of the girls.
I don't believe I've seen you before.
Well, I just joined the show yesterday.
You did?
Yes, I did.
I love you. I love you. That's all that I can say.
I love you.
Oh, happy day. Oh.
Come along, sweetheart.
Who are you?
My daddy put up all the money to back the show.
I'd better go. I'm not thinking of myself, but if the show closes, what happens to all you kids in the chorus?
Am I blue? Am I blue? Ain't these tears in these eyes telling you?
Darling, our troubles are over. A rich uncle left me $1 million. I can keep the show open by myself.
Oh, goody! I got the boy.
I got the girl.
And what have you got?
I got rhythm. I got music. I got my man who could ask for anything more. Who could ask for anything more?
Along about this time, people started gathering around and listening to a little box full of tubes and wires. And the big entertainment craze was radio.
All right, all right. Round and round she goes. And where she stops, nobody knows. From Altoona, Pennsylvania, our next contestant, a lady saxophone player, and her rendition of Glow Worm. Remember, the number to call is Murray Hill, 527.
And then came television, and everybody started staying home because show business was right in their living room. One of the biggest hits was the Ed Sullivan Show. It was on this show that brand new forms of entertainment were seen for the first time by the American audiences.
Today, if you're lucky enough to get tickets to a big Broadway hit, say Gypsy, you would see the curtains part, and standing center stage would be Ethel Merman singing.
You'll be swell. You'll be. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low.
Even with a turkey that you
stranded out in the cold.
But still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show. Let's go on with the show.
Co-starring Vivian Vance.
What's for breakfast?
Toast and coffee.
That's all?
Well, the kids ate all the oatmeal. It'll do us good to diet a little.
Oh, now look, Lucy, I've had nothing but toast and coffee for a week. Pretty soon I'll be skin and bones.
Viv, face it. You could lose 30 pounds before your skin even gets near your bones.
Let's not get nasty. Oh, where's the butter? And the sugar?
Honey, have you any idea how many calories there are in a teaspoon of sugar or a pat of butter?
Oh, you're out of those too, huh? Look, Lucy, I pay good money for room and board, and I expect a little more for my breakfast than burned bread and brown water. Mother Hubbard, how long is your cupboard going to be bare?
Just a couple of more days until I get my allowance from Mr. Mooney. I just got caught short this month, that's all.
Oh, so that's why you stretched that one chicken so many ways this week. Chicken pot pie, chicken a la king, chicken hash. I'm surprised you didn't try to serve us creamed feet.
That's a thought.
Oh, no, you don't. I just can't eat dry toast. And I don't like my coffee black. I'll have a bite to eat downtown before I get my hair done.
Oh, that explains why you're so grumpy.
I am not grumpy.
Oh, yes, you are now, Viv, honey. But I don't mind. You are always in a foul mood when your roots need retouching.
Lucille Carmichael, I will match my roots against your root any old time. At least mine come in black instead of gray.
Is that so?
Yes, that's so.
Now, you listen here, Vivian Bagley. Don't you dare. The boss is here. Talk to me like that.
What kind of sandwiches do we have today, Aunt Lucy?
Delicious peanut butter.
Again?
Well, now, it's very nourishing.
It's also very boring.
Gee, Sherman, I don't understand you. To me, peanut butter is the only thing that makes life bearable.
Peanut butter. That's all we eat around here is peanut butter.
Goodbye, dear.
Bye.
I must say, Sherman gets more like you every day.
That's right. We're both suffering from malnutrition.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Viv, go get your hair done.
Don't rush me. I'll go when I'm good and ready.
All right.
And I'll come back when I'm good and ready.
All right.
Don't bother to fix lunch for me. I don't think I could take another one of your disagreeable meals.
Well, the meals aren't the only thing that are disagreeable around here.
Well, if that's the way you feel, maybe I'll stay away for dinner, too.
That's fine with me. You can stay away for breakfast, too.
Are you suggesting that I stay away permanently?
I didn't say that, but if that's what you want, go ahead.
Is that what you want?
It is, if that's what you want.
Well, okay. After I get my hair done, I'm going to find a new place to live.
Do that. You just do that.
All right, I will.
And my roots are just as black as yours are. Oh, hi, Mr. Mooney.
Now, only your hairdresser and I know what in the world is wrong with Mrs. Bagley.
Oh, we just had a terrible fight.
Oh, another one of those.
Well, this one is serious. She got all in a huff just because I didn't have a little pat of butter and a teaspoon of sugar on the table.
Mrs. Carmichael,
She shouldn't
please.
be worried about
Please,
sugar.
I beg of you. Spare me the grubby detail. I came over here to discuss your finances.
Well, I want to have a talk with you, too.
Your financial affairs are in the worst state they have ever been in.
But I need money right away.
The only way you will get any money is to buy a small printing press and learn how to draw a picture of George Washington.
Oh, now it isn't that bad.
Oh, yes, it is. You're spending more than you have. Now, the first thing you have got to do is raise Mrs. Bagley's rent.
Well, that is going to be a little hard to do.
Why?
Because she just decided to move out.
Good grief! Oh, what a tragic loss.
Oh, who? I got a lot of other friends.
I wasn't referring to her friendship. I was referring to the monthly check.
Well, I guess this will put a little crimp in things.
Crimp? You were on the verge of bankruptcy.
Boy, a little crimp goes a long way.
The first thing we must do is get you a new tenant.
A new tenant?
I'll put an ad in the paper right now.
Wait a minute. You can't rent Viv's room.
Why not?
Well, it just doesn't seem decent. It isn't even cold yet.
Give me the phone.
No, I'm not ready to rent Viv's room yet.
Very well. Perhaps you're right. You may need that room later for the sheriff.
Sheriff?
Well, after all, he might as well be comfortable while he's waiting for you to obey the eviction orders.
Oh, Chris, hang that in the closet, will you? I want the house to look nice and neat. Mr. Mooney's bringing someone over to look at the room.
Mom?
Yes, dear.
Do we have to rent to some stranger?
Oh, I'm afraid so, honey. We need the money.
Do you think Aunt Viv will ever come back?
Well, it doesn't look like it. Haven't heard a word from her since she huffed out of here with all of her clothes.
Well, Sherman told Jerry they're just miserable in that motel.
Who cares?
You do.
There he is. Hello, Mr. Mooney.
Yoo-hoo! They're home. Oh, she's a lovely lady. She's looking for a place for herself and her son. And I've already quoted her a price $5 higher than Mrs. Bagley was paying.
Oh.
Come in, come in. Yeah.
How do you do, Mrs. Carmichael?
Well, how do you do, Mrs. Schaefer?
And this is my son, Bob.
Hello, Bob.
how are you?
And this is my daughter, Chris.
Hello.
Oh, whoa. You know, Mom, I think I'm going to dig this pad. I sure hope our gig lasts a long time.
What'd he say?
He thinks Chris is very attractive, and he hopes our booking at the Elm Tree Inn will be a long one.
Oh, you're in show business.
Oh, yes. Mrs. Schaefer is a singer, and her son plays the drums.
Oh, how wonderful. Well, I sure hope your gig is a long one.
How would you like to see the pad? Room?
I sure would.
Oh, fine.
It's right up
Yes,
there.
I think I know where it is. Yeah.
Just follow Mr. Mooney. I sure hope you like the room, Mrs. Schaefer.
So do I. If I have to stay one more night in a hotel room, I'll have the heebie-jeebies.
I know. Oh, I hope they decide to stay.
Oh, me too.
Gee, imagine. We'll have real showbiz people living right under our roof. That's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Oh, he sure is.
I see you've changed your mind about having a stranger live here.
Well, he's no stranger. He's a doll.
Well, looks like you have a couple of boarders.
Wonderful.
Oh, boy, that room is a gnat's whistle.
Well, I'm so glad you like it.
Good. Well, it's all settled.
I'll get the stuff out of the car.
I'll help you.
Crazy.
Now then, I have the lease all made out here, so if you ladies will just sign.
Robert, now remember, don't play the cymbals too loud so they can hear Mother sing.
Okay.
And Bill, you know how to come in on that thing. And Marl, you wait for that 1, 2, up a lady. You know how it goes. Hi, Lucy.
Hi.
Fellas, Lucy Carmichael.
Hi.
This is Marl and Bill.
Hello. Hiya, cats. I just know you're going to be a bunch of swinging gates.
What'd she say?
She means play it cool, like nervous, man.
Oh, I'm hip.
Okay, let's get started.
Do you mind if I listen?
Oh, not at all. Thank you.
I'll turn on the tape.
All right, get that tape on. Okay?
Okay, Mom.
Up a lazy river by the old mill run. Lazy river in a noonday sun. Linger in the shade of a kind old tree. Throw away your trouble, dream a dream of me. Up a lazy river where the robin's song greets a bright new morning. We can loaf along, blue skies up above. Everyone's in love. Up a lazy river, how happy we will be. Up a lazy river with me, yeah. Up a lazy river by the old mill run. A lazy river in the noonday sun. Linger in the shade of a kind old tree. Throw away your trouble, dream a dream of me. Up a lazy river where a robin song greets a bright new morning. We can loaf along, blue skies up above. Everyone's in love. Up a lazy river, how happy we will be, yeah. Up a lazy river with me.
Oh, that was just great.
Oh, thank you
Oh,
very
I just
much. Wait a minute, boys. That's not quite right.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Chris. How'd the committee meeting go?
Oh, just grim.
What happened?
Well, we still don't have a band for the junior hop. Les Brown and Stan Kenton both turned us down.
Why?
I don't know. We offered them $75.
Well, there must be somebody you can get if you're paying that kind of money.
Yes, but who? We don't have much time. The dance is a week from Friday.
Well, too bad.
Mom?
What?
Do you suppose that I could get Bob and his combo for $75?
The way he looks at you, I think you could get him for free. Although I think his mother might cost a little more.
Well, all we need's the band. I'm going to ask him right now.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, sweetheart.
Is the band gonna rehearse again this afternoon?
That's right.
If I have to go up that lazy river one more time, I'll get seasick.
Now, Jerry, they have to practice that because it's their theme song, and they want it to be perfect for tonight's opening.
But they must have played it 100 times.
32. They're paying boarders, and if it's their business if they want to play the same tune over and over.
And over and over and over.
Never mind now.
I'm going to Peter's house. It's so peaceful there. His whole family is tone deaf.
dream a dream of me. Up a lazy river where the robin song reaches right till morning. We can loaf along blue skies up above. Everyone's in love. Up a lazy river, how happy we will be. Up a lazy river with me, yeah, 1, 2. Up a lazy river, where you will run. Lazy river, in a new day sun, linger in the shade of a kind old tree. Throw away your troubles and dream a dream of me, yeah. Up a lazy river, with a robin song, reach the bright new morning, we can loaf along, blue skies up above, everyone's in love. Up a lazy river, how happy we will be. Up.
Turn around and talk to me.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I had my earplugs in my ears.
Oh.
Viv, did you say you wanted to make up?
I sure do.
Oh, so do I. Oh, boy, have I missed you.
You have?
You bet I have.
I missed you, too. Mercy, what's that all? Why were you wearing your earplugs, honey? me.
Well, I rented your room to a singer, and she rehearses all day with her band. She's very good, but you can get too much of a good thing.
Oh, poor little thing. You rented my room.
Well, now, it wasn't my fault. It was Mr. Mooney's idea. When he found out that your room was vacant, he almost broke out in hives.
Well, I guess we can't move back in here after all.
Now, wait a minute. Roberta's awfully nice, and maybe if I talked to her and explained things, maybe she'd move out.
Do you really think she would?
Boy, I hope so. Come on, we'll go talk to her right now.
Good.
Lucy, can I talk to you? I was just coming in to talk to you. Oh, Mrs. Bagley, this is Mrs. Schaefer.
How do you do, Mrs. Bagley?
How do you do, Mrs. Schaefer?
What was it you wanted to talk to me about?
My agent just called. I've got an audition at the Copa in New York Friday afternoon.
Oh, that's just wonderful.
Yeah, but now everything seems to be all whopper-jawed.
Whopper-jawed?
Yeah. You see, if they like me, I have to leave right away. Would you consider letting me out of my lease?
Well, that's a lot to ask, but I think maybe I could do that.
Oh, thank you.
Oh! Friday afternoon.
What?
Bob promised to play for Chris's dance.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Well, Chris will just have to find another band in a hurry.
Oh, no, she won't. Bob promised to play for that dance, and I've always taught Bob to keep his promises.
Well, what'll you do? Can you get another band for your audition?
Well, I can't afford another band. I guess it's just goodbye, Copa.
And hello, motel.
Now, wait a minute. I know where you can get another band for free.
You do?
Yeah, it's just for the audition, isn't it?
That's all, just for the audition.
Now, don't you worry about a thing, Roberta. I have just the group for you.
Oh, thank you. That's wonderful.
Okay.
Up a lazy river by the old mill run now.
I haven't played since the Elks Parade 2 years ago, and my lip is still in very good shape.
Oh, brother. I'm surprised Roberta agreed to go ahead with this audition after she heard us play yesterday.
Well, we're better than nothing.
That's a matter of opinion.
Well, we can't be too bad, or we wouldn't be auditioning at the Copa.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Lucy. Oh, hi, Roberta.
Hi. Gentlemen, this is not my regular band. These are friends of mine that came over to play for me.
Yes, I'm Lucy Carmichael on the Skins. This is Vivian Bagley on the old 88. And this is Theodore Mooney on the slush pump.
Hi.
I think we'll start off with Bill Bailey. Won't you please come home?
That'll be fine.
Okay. 1, 2, won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? I've cried the whole night long. You do the cooking, honey, and I'll pay the rent. You know you done me wrong. And from that late evening, you threw me out, had nothing but a fine to Ain't it a shame? I ain't to blame. Bill Bailey, won't you please come home? Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? One, two, after that rainy evening, you threw me out with nothing but a fine tooth comb. Ain't it a shame? I ain't to blame. Bill Bailey, won't you please come? Bill Bailey, won't you please come? Bill Bailey, won't you please come home?
Roberta, you were great. Just great. And we'd love to have you here at the Copa. I'll see you in the office.
Oh,
Well,
boy,
how
Roberta.
about
Oh,
that?
congratulations,
Oh, she got the
Roberta.
audition she
You got
wanted.
the job. I thought you got out of our
Oh, say that, Greg.
Congratulations, dear. We made a few clinkers, but we weren't too bad, were we? Huh? We weren't too bad, were we?
Speak up!
We weren't too bad, were we?
Oh, wait a minute.
Say, you weren't taking any chances, were you?
Co-starring Vivian Vance.
Oh, that dog. Do you know what time it is? 2 o'clock is right. So why don't you go to sleep? Oh, another sleepless night.
Oh, Lucy, this is terrible. This makes 3 nights in a row. Oh, rough yourself. The worst thing is he starts every other dog in the neighborhood to barking.
That's right. None of the other dogs ever barked tonight until this new one moved in. He's the troublemaker. Here we go again. There's Howard McAdams' Pomeranian. And next will be Audrey Simmons' Beagle. And now comes Grandma Sutton's Airedale. There we are. And now for the grand finale, the Hamilton's Police Dog. Well, thank goodness. I was afraid he wasn't going to make it tonight.
Oh, Lucy, this is terrible.
Well, I've had it. I have had it. I gotta do something about it. What's his number?
Well, I don't think that dog is listed.
I don't mean the dog. I mean his owner.
Oh, now you wouldn't wake that poor soul up in the middle of the night to complain.
I would love to. What's his name?
I don't know.
Come on, get your flashlight.
What for?
We are going to find that dog and his owner.
Oh, now why couldn't we find that beast the first thing tomorrow morning?
Because we can't find him in the daytime. That's when he rests his voice.
No, just forget it, Lucy. I'm not going to go prowling around in anybody's backyard in the middle of the night.
Oh, Viv, please. That's the only...
Where'd I put that flashlight? Oh, come on, Lucy. Let's go home. This is just ridiculous.
Oh, come on. As long as we've gone this far, we might as well look in a couple more yards. Listen. It sounds like it came from right in that next yard.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've found him, what do we do? Well, one of us looks at the tag on his collar to see who he belongs to while I hold the flashlight. Oh, come on now, Viv. How can you be afraid of him? He has such nice eyes.
How can you tell?
Well, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, there now. Hi, fella. Hello. All we want to do is just look at your tag and find out who your nice owner is, little fella. He's a nice fella, yes. He's a nice fella. Hey, yeah, nice boy. Nice fella.
Can't you find his collar?
I can't even find his neck. I know it's in here somewhere.
Oh, Viv, stop him! Stop him? We can't let him get away now. Come on, hurry up.
Oh, how could we lose a dog as big as that? Why didn't you follow him better, Viv?
Well, I'm sorry, Simon Legree. I lost the scent when he crossed the river.
Oh, dear. Oh, heaven's sake.
For heaven's sake!
Well, my heavens. Well, no wonder we couldn't find him. While we were following him, he was following us.
Hi, Nelson.
You know him?
Sure, we're all pals. He's Mr. Mooney's new dog.
Well, I'll just call Mr. Mooney and complain. All right, Jerry, school tomorrow, back to bed.
Come on now. Now we
Get
know where you
outta
live.
here.
Now you gotta go home. Come on, Nelson. Home you go. Here you go, boy.
Well, I'm going to call Mr. Mooney. We got to get this thing settled once and for all.
Now, Lucy, I think you better think this over. If you call Mr. Mooney, he's liable to cut off your allowance.
He may not even know that his dog is keeping everyone awake. Actually, I'll be doing him a favor by telling him. Now, let me call. Go sit down.
Hello?
Mr. Mooney, this is Lucy Carmichael. I hope I didn't disturb you.
Oh, no.
Well, you see, a barking dog has been keeping us awake.
Well, thank you for that news bulletin. Good night.
Wait, Mr. Mooney. It's your dog, Nelson. He's kept us awake 3 nights in a row. He's been creating quite a disturbance.
Nelson, a disturbance? That's impossible. Nelson is a thoroughbred.
Oh, I know that, Mr. Mooney, but he does have a very loud bark, and it sets off all the other dogs in the neighborhood. And with all that racket, we just can't get to sleep. I thought you'd want to do something about it.
Oh, I do. You just put your phone by your pillow, and I'll sing you a lullaby.
Mr. Mooney, if that's all you plan to do about this, I may have to take action. I may force you to keep that dog quiet.
Oh, and just how do you intend to do that?
Well, I will simply... Well, I'll do something.
If I might make a suggestion, why don't you sue me?
That's a very good idea. I will sue you.
You don't stand a chance. Good night.
You're going to sue him?
That's right.
Oh, Lucy, you haven't got money enough to hire a lawyer.
I will be my own lawyer.
Oh, you poor little thing. You're half crazed from lack of sleep.
Not at all.
But you don't know anything about law.
I don't have to. I'm right. He's wrong. This is a lead pipe cinch. Besides, I've picked up a lot of legal tricks from Perry Mason.
All rise. Be seated. Carmichael versus Mooney.
Are both parties ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you Mrs. Carmichael or are you her attorney?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, sir.
You misunderstood. I asked you whether you were Mrs. Carmichael or Mrs. Carmichael's attorney.
Oh. Well, Your Honor, I'm both. I'm Mrs. Lucille Carmichael, and I am acting as my own attorney.
Very well. Mrs. Carmichael is bringing an action for injunction to abate a nuisance. Will the attorney for the plaintiff please call the first witness? Mrs. Carmichael, you are the plaintiff.
Oh. Your Honor, before I call my first witness, I should like to say that this is no ordinary squabble between two neighbors. Today, we are going to ask a question. Does one man have the right to destroy the peace of mind of an entire neighborhood? And I say to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the answer is no. No, 1,000 times no.
Mrs. Carmichael, there is no jury.
No jury?
Those are spectators. We usually have a jury in criminal cases.
Well, if keeping a person up half the night isn't a crime, I'd like to know what is.
Mrs. Carmichael, please call your first witness.
Yes, Your Honor. I call Mrs. Vivian Bagley.
Mrs. Vivian Bagley. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Be seated. Give the court your name and address, please.
Mrs. Vivian Bagley, 132 Post Road.
Now, Mrs. Bagley, will you tell the court, in your own words, the mental and physical anguish that you have experienced because this inconsiderate wretch has let his undisciplined beast yowl the entire night?
Well, I haven't been able to sleep at night. And the other morning, I overslept. And I missed the biggest sale that was ever on at Dee Dee's dress shop.
I didn't know Dee Dee had a sale.
Oh, yes, she had alligator bags at half price.
You're kidding.
Yeah, but they were all picked over. I know they were all picked over when
I have had a pair of alligator
I know
shoes
that.
for 6
I thought
months
it
and needed a bag.
Why don't you? I bet they were.
Mrs. Carmichael, this seems most irrelevant.
Yes.
Shall we get on with the testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. Mrs. Bagley.
Yes.
Would you care to tell us what happened last Thursday night?
Yes, well, last Thursday night, this dog was barking, and you and I...
Mrs. Bagley, will you be specific, please? Tell the court who you is.
I is Vivian Bagley.
I meant tell the court who went with you.
You did. Oh, Lucille Carmichael went with me.
Yes. Continue, please.
Last Thursday night, we heard this dog barking, and Lucille Carmichael and I went out to see if we could find it. And all of a sudden, we went down an alley, and we heard this dog barking nearby. And we went around a corner, and there sat Mr. Mooney's dog, Nelson, just as guilty as sin.
Your witness, Mr. Weitzman.
Mrs. Bagley, you said that you heard a dog bark, then you went around the corner, and you saw Nelson. Is that correct?
That is right.
Then you didn't actually see Nelson bark.
No, we didn't actually see him. But then, of
So
course...
actually, you don't know if it was Nelson barking. It could have been another dog entirely.
Yeah, it could have been.
No
but...
more questions.
The witness may step down.
You were a big help.
He's tricky.
next witness.
I call Mrs. Lucille Carmichael to the stand.
Mrs. Lucille Carmichael. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name and address, please.
Mrs. Lucille Carmichael, 132 Post Road. Now then, Mrs. Carmichael, have you ever sued any of your neighbors before? No. No, I never have. Would you say that normally you sleep very well? Oh, yes. Just like a log. Very well, then. Will you tell the court, in your own words, what took place last Thursday night? I would be very happy to tell the court.
Mrs. Carmichael, is it absolutely necessary to have this incessant jumping back and forth? You're making the bench nervous.
Well, Your Honor, if you don't mind, please, it makes it a lot easier for me to go back and forth like that, because then I can tell if I'm witnessing or plaintiffing.
Continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. What was that last question again? Tell the court in your own words what took place last Thursday night. Well, I was awakened around 2 o'clock in the morning by the barking of all the dogs who live in the neighborhood near our house, led off, as usual, by the ringleader. So my friend Mrs. Bagley and I went out to see if we couldn't find this beast, and we finally tracked him down. I see. And is the owner of that dog in the courtroom? Yes, he is. Will you point him out? That man there. Are you sure? I'm positive. Thank you. Your witness.
Mrs. Carmichael, you have testified that you made a long search of the entire neighborhood.
That's right.
Can you prove this?
Mrs. Bagley was with me every minute.
Then if you and Mrs. Bagley were together every minute, she was also with you when she heard the dog bark.
That is correct.
Then actually you didn't see who was doing the barking.
No, I certainly did
not.
No
more questions.
Wait a minute.
You may step down. Now, before we call the defense, do you have any more witnesses, Mrs. Carmichael?
Well, not at this time, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'd like to request a recess.
On what grounds?
I'd like to present some new evidence.
Very well. This court will recess for 1 hour.
Do you really have some new evidence? No. Then why did you ask for a recess? Well, that's what Perry Mason always does when he gets in a jam.
Be seated.
Mrs. Carmichael, do you have any more witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I do, but they're not here yet. Your Honor. Is it too soon for another recess?
Yes. Does the defense wish to call a witness?
Just one, Your Honor. Mr. Theodore Mooney.
Theodore Mooney, take the stand. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Always.
Name and address, please.
Theodore J. Mooney, 429 Elm Street.
Mr. Mooney, do you own a sheepdog named Nelson?
I do.
Have you ever heard him bark at night?
Never.
Oh, honestly.
No more questions. You're a witness.
Now, Mr. Mooney, you say your name is Theodore J. Mooney,
Yes.
and you live at 429 Elm Street,
Yes.
and you have a dog named Nelson.
Mrs. Carmichael, you already know my name and address and the fact that I have a dog named Nelson. That is why we are here in this court.
Your Honor, I believe we have a very uncooperative witness here.
You bet your sweet life you have.
See?
You will kindly answer the questions to the best of your ability.
likes me. He says I have a cute zip code.
Rosie, every man in town likes you. Oh, here is another gift from one of your admiring merchants.
Oh, now, isn't that sweet? I wonder what it is. It looks awfully... Oh, caviar again. Nothing but caviar. We've got so many fish eggs you'd think we were running an underwater maternity ward. Why doesn't anybody send us some meat?
Well, because everybody thinks you're the rich Countess Framboise. They don't know you're the busted Rosie Harrigan.
Darling, I feel so terrible about being broke and sponging off of you.
Now, what are old school friends for?
Well, we'll have to live off of caviar the rest of the week.
Not for me, thank you. I'm allergic to caviar. Every time I eat that, I break out in hives.
Oh, Lucy, I just don't have any talents. I'm used to getting by on charm.
Oh, well, now. Being charming and gracious is nothing to frown at, you know.
Yes, but charm doesn't pay the bills.
Rosie, you know something?
What?
It can pay the bills.
What?
You could open a charm school.
Oh, what a marvelous idea. Oh, no, that takes money. Now, where am I going to get money to open a charm school?
That's where you can begin using your charm on our tight-fisted banker, Mr. Mooney. He adores you.
Countess Francois, I was so excited when you asked me to come over here that I ran all the way.
Oh. And I imagine a man of your powerful build can run very fast.
Oh, well, I was quite athletic as a youth. Oh, yes, at one time I was supposed to go to the Olympics, but I married Irma that year instead.
What a shame.
Oh, you are so right. Oh,
and you are so amusing.
Oh, really? I didn't think it was that. I really...
hi, Mr. Mooney.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Carmichael.
Are you ready for tea, Countess?
Oh, yes. Voulez-vous du thé, monsieur?
Hmm?
Do you want some tea?
Oh, tea. Si. Oui.
Right in. Thank you very much. Oh, please be seated.
Oh, thank you.
I've so looked forward to chatting with you.
Oh, I'm honored, Countess, honored. You know, you are like a breath of culture here in Danfield.
Oh, now, monsieur, vous êtes si séduisant.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought she'd never leave.
Lucy is a wonderful person. She wants to leave us alone because, frankly, I have a little favor to ask of you.
A favor? Of me? A lowly commoner?
Yes, Mr. Money.
That's Mooney. Of course, you can call me Theodore. Or even Teddy.
Well, I'm glad that you spoke of culture. Because, frankly, I think Danfield could use a little culture.
Oh, my sentiments, exactly.
Yes. Then I am sure you can understand why I'd like to open a charm school here in Danfield.
A charm school? Oh, what a wonderful idea. I couldn't help overhearing.
Now, what do you think of this idea?
Why, Countess, with you in charge, a charm school would be sensational.
Oh, I knew a man of your breeding would agree with me. There's just one tiny little problem. Money. You see, all of my money is tied up in a Swiss bank.
Oh, well, couldn't you send for it?
Well, you see, my bank is way up on one of those Alps, and it takes the postman forever to get there. So I thought perhaps your bank...
Oh, dear. Oh, Countess, much as it hurts me to say this, my bank is not in a financial position to advance a loan just now.
Teddy, I was so counting on you.
Counting on Teddy.
Yes.
Oh, fudge. Wait a minute. There is a Mr. and Mrs. Dunbar from New York in town. Now, they were discussing investments only yesterday. Now, they might be just the ones to back your venture.
You really think so?
Oh, Countess, once they meet you, how could they resist? After all, I'll go and arrange a meeting right away.
Oh, Teddy.
Yes,
Teddy,
yes.
you are wonderful.
No, Jack! Oh, I haven't tingled like this since they came out with plaid checkbooks. Arrange a meeting right now.
But au revoir.
Au revoir. Yeah. Oh, my.
No, I bet the Dunbars won't be as easy to charm as Mr. Mooney.
Oh.
Now, how am I going to prove to those people that I can make this thing a success? Lucy, I don't know anything about teaching charm.
Rosie, I have a plan. Did you see My Fair Lady?
Yes.
Now listen.
So you see, my school here in Danfield would only be a start, Mrs. Dunbar. I'm planning to spread the Countess Framboise charm method all over the world.
Well, heaven knows the world needs more charming people.
I think it sounds expensive.
Quiet, Fred. Pay no attention to my husband. He made all of his money in oil. Crude oil.
Yes, indeed. Well, now, as I was saying, all I require is enough capital for this little suite of offices.
Well, Countess, I think your charm school sounds fascinating. But why waste it on this place? Everybody in Danfield is so, common. We only come here to visit Fred's relatives.
But, my dear, that is the challenge. Out there are hundreds of women who haven't the faintest idea how to walk or talk or dress. I am longing to bring them the Countess Framboise charm method. Yes, I am ready. I am ready. Now, if there was only something I could do to prove to you what I am... Wait a woman. We're conducting business here.
Go right ahead. Ain't gonna bother me none.
Well, now, as I was saying, Mrs. Dunbar, about our investment, you see, it would be, Lady, your whistling is annoying us. Lady? Your whistling is annoying us.
Oh, yeah, I don't whistle so good since I had my 2 front teeth knocked out in a fight. Just had them by the root.
I deplore fighting.
Yeah, me too. I got a kick out of it.
But now, as to our investment...
Well, Countess, before we would dream
Hey,
of
what
making
time
any...
is it, fat lady?
It's 12 o'clock.
Oh, boy, I gotta feed my face. Oh, beat it up.
Ooh.
What's the matter with you? You want a sweet?
How vile.
It's the only flavor they had left. Pink, buy it.
Perhaps we should talk over here.
What a crude person.
Yes, well, my dear, you can't blame her. She's a victim of society. In fact, she's exactly the type that my school could help.
Do you think you could help her?
Quiet, Fred. Do you think you could help her?
Well, it might be a very interesting challenge. Now, let me give her a few tests. Pardon me.
What'd you do?
I would like to talk to you, Miss
Lumpwomper. Liza Lumpwomper. I come from a long line of lumpwompers.
Lumpwomper. Well, I'd like to play a little game with you, Miss Lumpwomper.
Oh, what do you want to play, honey? You got some dice?
No. I would like you to say, the rain in Maine falls plainly on the grain.
Now, why would you want me to say a stupid thing like that? It ain't even cloudy out. How do you know it's raining in Maine?
Now. I was just trying to study your speech habit.
Well, I don't have any habits. I just say what comes to my mind.
But I'd like you to recite something.
You mean like a poem?
Yes, a poem. I mean a poem.
Oh, I know a loverly poem.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's called, Pull Down the Awning, Mother. Daddy's leading a shady life. I'm standing in front of the local saloon, and I saw him dancing with him. Oh, the best part's coming.
No. Never mind. Now, can you do anything else?
Yeah. I can call Hobbs.
Oh, that's very good.
Come here. Stand up.
What a dreadful sound.
You wouldn't say that if you was a hog.
Countess, I think you'd be wasting your time trying to transform this person. You'll never be a Pygmalion to this Galatea.
You watch your language. I'll tell anybody that says I'm one of them.
Now, let's calm down.
Not till fat lady apologizes.
I apologize?
Well, that's more like it. You better learn some manners. Why can't you be nice like your son here?
Countess, it would indeed be a miracle if you could do anything with that person.
Then I accept your challenge.
What challenge?
A challenge? I will make a lady out of this poor creature. If you will give a party next Friday night at your hotel, I will bring Miss Lumpwomper.
Bring her to a party of mine.
I give you my royal word that she will be a completely new person. And if my charm method works, will you finance my school?
Well, I don't know.
Shut up, Fred. We'll do it, Countess. But I don't see how you can make a silk purse out of that sow's ear.
That does it, lady. Okay, I'm going to knock your teeth out.
Now. I will take this poor, wretched bit of flotsam and jetsam, battered and buffeted by the stormy sea of life, and I will perform a complete metamorphosis.
What are you going to do to who?
I shall make a lady out of this dreary, drab drudge, this slovenly...
Slob.
Now, I have work to do. If I'm going to perform this miracle, I'll need every minute.
Every minute for the next 10 years, I would think.
Well, now, my dear, I will see you Friday at your suite, 8 o'clock.
Until then,
yes.
Countess. Bye, my friend.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
A bientôt. We did it. Well, Mrs. Dunbar, this is a perfectly delightful party. It reminds me of some of our soirees at home.
But thank you. We tried to provide the proper setting for your protégé to debut.
Well, that's very kind.
It's the same in crude oil. We like to celebrate a new well.
Quiet, Fred. When is Miss Lumpwomper coming?
Oh, she'll be here. I've taught her it's more charming to be late.
Oh, we're having a special unveiling tonight.
I'll tell her, Fred. We're having a special unveiling tonight. A new work by Garbanzo.
Oh, yes.
But we love art. In our place in New York, we have 2 Picassos.
Oh, really? Well, Pablo is wonderful. He did some work at my villa on the Riviera.
Picasso painted your portrait?
No, he painted my kitchen.
Miss Liza Lump Whopper.
Good evening, Eliza. What do you think of my creation?
I think she's beautiful.
Quiet, Fred. Well, she doesn't look bad on the surface, but can she talk?
Say something, Liza. The rain in Maine falls plainly on the grain. That was very good, my dear. Now mingle with the guests. A tout à l'heure.
See you later, fat lady.
I haven't quite finished with her yet.
Oh. I think you did a wonderful job. She looks beautiful.
Oh, shut up, Fred.
Oh, I'm sorry, fat lady.
Countess, I'd like to have you meet some of our...
Well, thank you very much.
Excuse me, Miss Lumpwamper.
Yes, Mr. Dunbar.
I thought you might like to try some of these.
Oh, thank you. Isn't that nice of you? Mmm. Oh, my, they're delicious.
Well, you look pretty delicious, too, Miss Lumpwamper.
Oh, Fred.
Yes, I've never seen such a change in a person in my life. Why, it's like a beautiful butterfly emerging from a cocoon.
Fred, what a very nice thing to say. And you know, I think it's the first time I've ever heard you finish a complete sentence.
It felt so good.
What you mean? Oh, Fred, you're so nice. These are delicious.
Oh, well, I'll bring you some more.
Oh, would you?
Yes.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. Oh, they're just wonderful.
I'll be right back.
Hurry back.
Lucy, if you know what you're doing?
Yes. I'm getting along with Fred very well. I think I've got him hooked.
No, you're eating those canapes.
Yes, I know. But I'm eating them very daintily. I have my pinky out.
I thought you said you were allergic to caviar.
Oh, I am. I can't stand caviar. I get hives.
That's caviar.
I didn't notice.
Well.
Oh, what am I going to do?
Well, if I know hives, you're going to itch.
Oh, I know I'm going to itch.
Yes, I know. But if you're going to scratch, scratch daintily and leave the pinky out. Lucy, stop scratching in front of all these people.
I can't help it. I itch in front of all these people.
Stop for a minute. Oh, dear. Here comes that Mrs. Balance. Let's get out here. Come on.
Oh, Countess! Countess!
Yes, my dear.
Countess, my husband and I are going to France next month, and we would love to see your chateau.
Oh.
How do we get there?
Well, it's rather difficult to explain. That means you take the boat train from Le Havre to Paris, then you go south to Marseille, then up to Lyon.
Why don't you draw a map?
A map?
Yes, right here.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's a marked idea that I can explain here, yes. Well, now, you take the boat train from Le Havre to Paris.
Oh.
Now, while you're in Paris, I would suggest that you see the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, it's higher.
It is. Very tall. And it has a very broad base.
Yeah.
Very broad base. Now, don't get it confused with the Arc de Triomphe, which is shaped like this.
Oh. You should see both of them, though.
Well, once you've left Paris, you go straight to Marseille.
Oh.
Yes. Then you go north to Lyon.
Oh, we should go south again.
No. We are going to take the scenic route. You see, from Lyon, it's very nice to take the scenic route, which is perfectly charming. And has all kinds of trees and lovely countryside.
I adore that scenic
And then, will you just ask anybody around, and they will direct you to my chateau.
Oh, thank you so much. We're just itching to get started.
Oh, dear. Give me that trip through France again.
I cannot stand it.
I
cannot
do. I
stand
can't
it.
stand
Scratch
it.
you all the time.
I can't stand it.
Well,
I can't
what
stand
can we
it.
do? Oh.
Listen, put some ice on my back. Maybe that'll relieve
Yes,
it.
come on, let's try that. Here now. Right here, I'll try to find some. You see, old people are watching.
Oh, get me a big chunk.
Well, it's slippery. I can't find any. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
let me get it. Let me get it.
Miss Lumpwalker, what are you doing?
Did you find my earring nice, huh?
What?
My earring dropped in the punch
Oh,
bowl.
no, I haven't found
Yes,
it yet.
but do try, my dear. She's searching for my earring. I lost one, you see.
But, Countess, you're wearing your earring.
Yes, well, it's a spare. I always carry a spare. My dear, never mind, just never mind. I wonder if you'd mind excusing us, please, Mrs. Dunbar. Liza, I think we should go home.
No, I'll be all right if I could just find some place to hide for some uninterrupted scratching.
I know, but there's people in every room.
Well, I'll find a place. We've almost got these people convinced we don't want to do anything wrong now.
No.
We'll have to start from scratch.
Oh.
Why did I say that?
Countess,
Yes, my dear.
where is Miss Lumpwalker?
Well, I'm not sure. I think she's around here somewhere.
Well, it's time to unveil the statue.
Oh, dear. Well,
Attention, everybody! Everybody! Gather round, everybody. It's unveiling time. The new work by that great futuristic sculptor, Gabonzo.
Here, I'll give you a hand.
Blundering goob. It's all your fault, Countess. This is nothing but a slovenly charwoman. She'll never be anything else.
Now, just a minute.
now, just a minute. We have to remember our manners.
Our manners.
Yes, a real lady knows. There's a proper time for everything. And that was the proper time for that.
Fred!
Shut up, Dora!
Now, Honeykins, where does it itch?
Right at the base of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh.